Team against Inting for Ruby. Grand final, everybody. The final qualifier. The last qualifier of the X-Cup fall season. After that, we're heading into the playoffs. To be exact, at the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. The playoffs will be played out. And by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, you want to catch it live, check out the video description. Not only are all the socials linked there, if you want to join Discord or Twitter, but also the Twitch channel, I'm pretty sure, is linked there. And if it's not linked in the description, then somewhere on YouTube at the top left, there's buttons and stuff, and it's linked there. But it's definitely associated with the YouTube channel somewhere. So if you want to catch it live, you can do it that way. Anyways, we have Brightwing banned out for the first one. Inting for Ruby has done a lot of inting in the last series, but it was very, very entertaining. And we got once again our Vala. And I honestly don't know what to expect here, because this doesn't matter for Team WoW. They've been pretty much playing all of the qualifiers, even after they already were confirmed as not only participating in the playoffs, but when they were in a position where they had the #1 spot in the playoffs, aka the best seeding for the playoff bracket. They still participated, they still said like, hey, it's fun for us, we enjoy this, it's also a bit of a community service, and so I like that they are still in the tournaments. But at the same time, you never really know what you get. Are they showing you a full-on coordinated lineup? Do they go for swaps again on roles? Do they go for some crazy picks? And with Banana edge-locking in Junkrat, I think we're going to get some role swapping here, but a Junkrat opening is still very, very normal. I'm honestly waiting for the Viking pick. We are on Cursed Hollow. 2 of the globals are banned out. I mean, I'm a little bit more surprised that the Haka wasn't picked right now. When I said Vikings, I didn't expect Vikings to be first pick, but I expect them to make an appearance here at some point, or at least something being played, you know, that's a little bit more out of the box. Because it's Cursed Hollow after all, right? Big map, so you might as well abuse some of the globals, maybe Abatha. There's the Haka. And Lucio. There's a fairly normal lineup that they're running here. I expected a bit of craziness to be happening, but so far that wasn't the case. Greyman as an early pick? I mean, I'm thinking. Would they go for a backdoor strategy here? Falstad and Zeratul as bans would hint at that. So if they lock in Tyrael, and I think a good ban here would either be Tyrael or Morales. Just to be on the safe side. If Team wants to be safe that they're not getting cheesed here, banning one of the two is their safest option. Because when you ban Falstad, when you ban Zeratul, these are both heroes that are very good at dealing with a backdoor strategy. Because of Void, Prison, and Gust. So if you want to prevent that from happening, ban it now. And they ban Uther against the fish. So now the question. Tyrael Midi? Yeah. Oh, these fuckers are doing it again. I told you, I mean, that was... I don't really know why exactly Team WA didn't ban this. Maybe they thought it was so obvious that it's not happening. But here comes ETC. Very likely this is going to be a stage dive pick for him. So he can move back quickly. But they are going to backdoor. So if you haven't seen that strategy before, go over it when we head into the game. But this is a very traditional backdoor strategy. They need another damage dealer. Gul'dan could be played, for example, if they wanted to. Gul'dan would be good. Jimmy, if you want to go, you can go Jimmy. What else? They're actually taking their time for the last pick. I'm a bit surprised. They go for the Panda? Oh, okay, so instead of damage, they're going for space creation and trying to keck them away. Okay. Bit of a different approach, but fair enough. Cursed Hollow, everybody. Let's go. Our first map with Inting for Ruby trying to cheese Team WA. Alright guys, we're not gonna go over which player plays which hero. You can read that up for yourself. Let's go over the strategy a little bit, because that's gonna be important. So, we've seen this shit before. What is the important part of this combo? The most important heroes of the backdoor strategy that is about to be executed by Inting for Ruby is Tyrael and Morales. Those are the two most important ones. Now why is that? The thinking is pretty much that after level 10, you are medevacing over to the opponent's keep, and you're trying to burst it down. Tyrael provides you with a sanctification once that the opponent arrives that allows you a few extra seconds to do damage. If you get wiped, that's not a problem, that's part of the strategy usually, but once that you're respawning and your cooldowns are back up, you're trying to do the same thing, just this time you target the opponent's core. Now, the other heroes that you have, in this case, Sonya, Chen, and Greymane, are usually only there to do damage. So you want to have a hero that's very good at doing damage to structures. Greymane fits that bill, of course, perfectly. Gul'dan with a Rain of RNG instead of a Horrify would work too. You could go into Jimmy and use Hyperion. So anything that helps you to just burst structures down is really good. The reason why they in this case went for Chen is because they're apparently trying to use Kek to just simply push the opponent away once they're trying to defend. But let's go over the strategy and how that usually plays out a little bit. Because the one thing that's really important here is to note that Inting for Ruby has played this in the past a couple of times. They played it against the Hardos, they played it against a couple of other teams, and oftentimes it didn't really work out for them. They even had a few games where it kind of worked and then they threw the game. But against a good team, it's not that easy to make those plays, because this is very telegraphed. Once that you see the draft, you know what's coming and you can try to react a bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if after level 10, one of the heroes stays back a little bit and just waits for them to move in, because this is what they kind of need to do to win the game here. It's also, by the way, one of the reasons why they banned out Zeratul in Falstad. Zeratul has the Void Prison that he can drop on the structure to buy them a few more seconds to make it, so to say, invulnerable. And you also have Mighty Gust on Falstad, which can gust an opponent away from the keep itself, so that they can't do as much damage. Junkrat fills a similar spot in this situation, of course, because in his case, he can use a mine and try to get you away from the structure, making you push in again and waste some precious seconds. But yeah, kill against EDC here. Banana H, role swapping, obviously, into Junkrat. So we got level 4 talents now too. The one more thing that I have to point out is if you want to attack the core later on, you have to make sure that you also have obliterated the fort. So if you only took the keep, but the fort still stands, and then you move on towards the core, we had 1 or 2 situations in the lower tiers where that was attempted, and that didn't work either. Now, if you want to have some fun with that strategy, just quick match it a little bit, and you should have a good one. But you want to, at the early game, take it a little bit easy. Yeah, that's a kill. Nice slide. Goodbye, Greymane. At the early game, you want to take it a little bit easy. You don't want to force fights too heavily. You just want to get to level 10 at the same pace that your opponent does. You don't want to fall behind in experience too much, because eventually that's going to be the case anyways, since after you make your first play for the opponent's keep, you're expected to be wiped. You're trying to do as much damage as you can, but you're likely going to fall there. Now, this is usually a fun one to observe, but I like what we're seeing here too, because they're just playing super aggressive around invading the opponent's camp, and they're getting kills now. And this is one of the ways that you can get ahead. If you know that you're technically better than your opponent's team, just play way more aggressive than you usually would and farm them a little bit, take their camps away, and try to pressure them. It already results in this case in half a level lead for Team Wah, and they should therefore have a bit of an advantage. So execution is everything on this, and you have to have a pretty calm head in this. And once you make your way in with Medivac, another thing that you have to pay attention to is that you don't telegraph it too much, because your opponent is expecting to do it. So they know it's happening, and you can't avoid that, but you shouldn't show them the Medivac. So try and hide outside of vision and consolidate somewhere else. And stuff like this just shouldn't happen. I mean, Ultralisk shouldn't be really in a spot where he can now, after 3.5 minutes, already go straight in and try and take the fort down up at the top. So, yeah, him doing that much damage here, while at the same time the fight at the bot lane is lost, is definitely not good. So Team Wah is just showcasing that they are on a skill level just way ahead of the red team, and that's one of the problems. So you have to keep in mind what's going on here. I mean, we're looking at the best team in Europe right now, the blue team, going up against Inting for Ruby, who is at best challenger status. These guys have been around for a long time, they've consistently improved, and they've done well, but they're nowhere near the level of Team Wah. So they're trying to cheese them. This is not two teams on eye level, and one of them tries that backdoor strategy. Now Lucio is dead, so it's not like they're not getting kills, but still, there is a bit of a gap, and we should acknowledge that. My F has also fallen, and that's actually very, very good for Inting for Ruby. They're starting to get a couple of kills, and getting one tribute would be great for them, because it slows down any kind of curse attempt on the side of the blue team. And I like that they're now getting this one. So they get the kill on ETC, and they're also getting the tribute. Those are two real important points that they just made. Going for the boss, that is a little bit more greedy, but should work out for them too, as long as there's no level 10 on the other side and they rush this. With Greymane, you can make that play. Greymane does enough damage, but again, it is more greedy. it should work out for them, but level 10 is getting very, very close. So they're starting to fight that fight. ETC isn't there. Panda is coming in. They need to hold that point right now. Level 10 isn't there yet, and ETC is going to take a long time. This is a 5 versus 4. It's a 5 versus 4, and it should work. Let's see if they can get it. ETC is making his way over. Lucio is dead. Ultralisk is dead too, and that's big. That's big for them. They get 3 kills, they get level 10, and they get the boss. Guys, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. Now they have Sanctification, Medivac, everything's in. They have no hit points, so they need to try and get some hit points in. But don't forget, they also need a fort. So that's what they're trying right now. They try to go for the fort as we speak, and they don't have to fly over immediately. So this is actually a big step into the right direction here. Fort goes down. That's important. And now it's just a question of when exactly are they going to try and execute their play. Over here, Panda's getting attacked. There's no way he dies. Even with isolation, there's just no way. They don't have the damage here. And he can always keck his way back out. So yeah, there's no problem for him. Can go for the keck play if he wants to. There's a stage dive as you would expect. Quasar gets immediately kecked away. Big keck plays. They try to go for Dainu on his Lucio. That hasn't really worked out yet. The boss, by the way, still does some damage all the way up at the top. And they take the fight. They go for a normal battle right now. They're not going for the backdoor just yet. They played this once against the Hardos, where they didn't go for the backdoor at all. And in this case, honestly, they got the tools. They got 2 kills too. They can still just go for a normal push, honestly, and try and make the same play. The whole idea of the strategy is to trade your life for a keep and then abuse that fact later. And they can do that without flying in. I mean, they have Sanctification, they have the ults. Sanct is still up. So there's actually a chance that they're going to run this now. You don't have to just fly at the keep. You can just walk in if it's this close. And then you make the play for the core later on. Fish should come up, get the Sanctification in, and then they should go for the keep. Yeah, and he didn't get interrupted yet. I'm not sure if he's have enough mana here, but they go for the keep regardless, and with this explosion, they're gonna get it. Everybody else just gets the hell out. There's the keck plays, nice. A couple of them will probably still die, but if they can save at least a few, that would go a long way. This is huge. This is actually really huge. And now they're trying to move out, and they run into the same problem that they did in the past. But, okay. They get all wiped, and it's fine, guys. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. But the one thing that starts to really tilt me with Inting for Ruby is that this is the 4th time now that I see these guys try to drop a medivac in front of a good team and expect that team to not kill the medivac. And it's starting to tilt me. For fuck's sake, stop trying. Stop medivacking right in front of them. They tried that 4 times now, and it failed every time, because the first thing that happens is that the opponent's team says, go for the medivac, go for the medivac, go for the medivac. And guess what? The medivac dies and the team dies. Now, relax. Just go back. Why would you fight here? Go back. Why are you here? The boss is taken. Just backdoor the core. You got your comm. Sank gets used, and I mean, I guess they think they can now win a normal game, but I honestly don't understand why they don't just start backdooring. Why make that play? Why use that medivac again? Are you guys drunk? You gotta be shitting me. Why do you do that every single time? It hasn't worked the last 5 times. Why do you keep trying? Just go here, use the medivac, fly to the core, take it to 50% and make the same play later again. Why is this so difficult? You've won the game! Or at least you got really close. Just... Why? Every time! God, I want to cry. I honestly don't... These guys don't want to win. They really don't want to win. Why go for the boss? You have your ults ready, you're here, fly over, drop the Sank. Even if you can't win the game, the core is at 50% and your next play wins. I don't understand. I really don't understand why these guys are allergic to winning with this strategy. Now they're 2 levels behind, or 1.5, and level 60 is in. You can still win it, but please at least play your comp. You picked it for a reason. Oh, God, this is frustrating. Ah! Oh, we went from team wah to ah. Alright. Alright, let's see how they're playing this out now. Just take a breather, guys. Just take a breather, please. 8-minute keep. Okay, here we go. Nox, stop inting. Stop inting. There's no rubies here. Thank you. Thank you. Finally. Finally. Alright, now play this proper. Cages out. Sanctification, sanctification. Got interrupted. Alright. At least they tried this time. Alright. You know, I can live with that. As I said, team is going to expect it to an extent and they're going to deal with it. I can live with that. At least they play their comp. I can live with them dying in a situation like this. At least they're trying their play. Oh. I actually didn't see that Maiev was already this far back. I thought Maiev was still up here at the top. So yeah, fair enough. I can totally live with that. I know this looked horrible, but I can live with them dying this way. If Tyrael gets the sanctification through and doesn't get interrupted here, this is a different story. If Tyrael uses sanctification, they get 40% of the core. With his explosion, pretty sure. In sanctification gets interrupted, he dies, fair enough. But at least they played the comp. I can live with them dying this way. So good on them. At least they tried it. They can try it again. They can make the same play once again. They're still totally fine. Chase them a little bit. Once the cooldowns are ready, just move to the side, make the same play. Especially since Maiev has a long cooldown. Their cooldowns are all back. Maiev doesn't have a cooldown back. So yeah, there we go. They need to get sanctification through though. Yeah, now that they got a kill, they got a chance there. That's power slide gone. Dino, if they can kill him here now, go for the curse and then make your play again. They got the ults out. They can literally at this point go for it again. Get some interrupts, let the curse do its thing. But at least they were trying it. Jesus. Right, so now they're going for a normal play here. I gotta admit, without him, without the Haka having level 20, I would love for them to just try and go for the core. Pressure it with sanctification, at least take the keep down. Break through a side wall. Why go through the towers? I don't get it. Break the side wall, just go for it. You have sanct, guys. You have sanctification, just use it. But yeah, much better play now from Inting for Ruby. At least they're using their comp. Even if they die with that, that's fine. They come in with the strategy and they use it. But I think Team Y is going to lose the game now. Because that's the second keep now gone, and they're going to lose the top 4 too. And you can still backdoor. If you at any point get a kill now on the blue team, you can still backdoor. And they got Maiev. Now, guys, again, you can just in for the core, do damage, and then come back later. And I see it seems like that's what they're doing. I don't think they can end the game here, but even if they just get a huge chunk of the HP down, that's totally worth. Make sure that the sanctification goes through, though. Yeah, not like this. Alright, sanctification for the second time in a row didn't work out for them. They got it down to 75%, but they need to get those sancts through. So 70% and ETC is over here on the left already. Yeah, again, as I said, Tyrael needs to land the sanctification. That's crucial. That now didn't work twice. And that's that. But yeah, here's the important point. Them losing the game is not an issue. They play still against the best team in Europe. Them losing the game because they're not doing what their comp is supposed to do. And in the rounded, that's a bit more of a thing. So yeah, there we go. Anyways, now we got 24 kills to 14. Team Wah is obviously playing this really well. With ETC on stage dive, I said it when he was picked in the draft, and I even said it at the beginning of the game that one of them is likely going to stay back at the core, and that's exactly what he did. So once he sees the medevac appear, he just tells the rest of the team, guys, you need to come back now. Medevac appears, he slides through and stuns them. So this is the way that they're going to try and deal with it, and it obviously works well. If Tyrael still gets the sanctification through, that is damage on the core, but the blue team knows what they're doing. For people that are always asking, hey, how do I actually counter that? This is one of the ways. The Quasar with stage dive is usually guarding. They have a bit of a look of what's going on there. He can slide through them, stun them out once they come out of the medevac, and that just buys time for the rest of the team to half back. But obviously, once he makes the call, everybody has to move. Now, boss at the bot lane, that's going to help them a lot. And let's not forget that there's still 2 tributes for Team Wah, so they can also make sure that they're going to get a curse against them very soon. But yeah, there's the stage dive, they're coming in, got the big one already, crowd pleaser, and that keep at the bot lane should now go down. Medivac attempt there by Nox for just a second, and the kill on ETC. I like it. ETC is down. Oh, but so is the support. Support is down as well. Fish, and yeah, there's a double. That's a triple kill, baby. And that is likely gonna be game, isn't it? Greymane and Sonya are still up. If they get a kill, then maybe they have a chance. There's, by the way, catapults over here, and there's a lot of catapults, I might add. And ETC isn't back. Yeah, so that's 56% right now. If Morales was still alive, they could fly over, but I guess they're winning it a little bit faster. So the catapults are, unfortunately for them, not fast enough. And this is a win for Team Wah. Winnable for Inting for Ruby, but they played this better than in the past. So yeah, fun game. GG, blue team with 1-0.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Alright, game number 2. Tomb of the Garden Curse, everybody. Totally different map concept that Blizzard came in here. They absolutely didn't rip off the Web Weavers and the Curse of Tomb of the Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow. No. It's a totally different concept. Here now, you come in and you harvest some seeds. You harvest seeds. And once you have 3 seeds, you summon Web Weavers. Garden Terrors. And they then spawn on the lanes and push through, you know, like it's something completely different. No, it's not a mash of the other 2 maps in the slightest. But yeah, Inting for Ruby misplaying their strategy a little bit. At the same time, also a very, very good response outside of Team Wah, as expected. They knew what was coming, they reacted really well. I still personally believe that if Inting for Ruby just plays this a little bit better, they might even get a win against Team Wah. But I would love for them to incorporate that strategy into their playstyle against teams that are more on their eye level. They're a little bit closer to them in skill, because I really think this is a winner for them. If they play this properly, they can win this. The first attack that they had with Tyrael when they fought, at level 10, when they fought at the boss, why fight at the boss? If they use it there, they have a huge advantage out of it. And even later, it was obviously really nice play from ETC in particular to interrupt the Sanctification multiple times. That helped. But yes, I think every now and then throwing a curveball to the opponent's team and going for a bit of a cheese definitely helps. Anyways, we are on Garden of Terror right now. We have Greymane, Medivh, and Shit Tannis getting picked here. So it's meme time apparently now. Obviously, Inting for Ruby is also having a bit of fun with these comps, don't get me wrong. For Team Brand, nothing changes in the standings. Inting for Ruby is well aware that they're getting outclassed, so it's not like they're going mass tryhard on this. They're going into Morales and D.Va at this point, so that makes things already very interesting. Huge map, of course. Vala unfortunately banned, ETC too, but I think we're gonna have some fun on this one. So, as much as it frustrates me, by the way, to see how they execute the strat sometimes, I really like that Inting for Ruby plays it. And I hope that we're going to see that a little bit more often. So they go for Morales, they go for D.Va. Obviously, that would still make it possible for them to go for the exact same strategy again. And Team Watch says, no thank you. We kind of dealt with that once, but even there, things just worked out. So they actually ban Tyrael and just make sure that there's nothing happening around that. I mean, then again, Tyrael didn't use Sanctification anyways in the last game, so, you know, if you don't need Sanctification, you might as well go for it without him, right? But yeah, anyways. We get Cassia, we get Zarya. Already double Overwatch for them. Okay. And here comes Asmodan and Nezebo. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I guess Asmodan is just going to cancel the lane and go for the Demonic Invasion, and Nezebo is waiting for the late game. But obviously this is the Team style that made them lose one of the best of 3 series. I think it was 3 or 4 tournaments ago against the charming Tomcats, where they just trolled a little bit too hard and were trying to make the Asmodan work, and it just didn't work. And here comes Ragnaros. So yeah, it's a little bit of a fan service game that we have now. Let's go, guys. It's an interesting comp on both sides, and it should be kind of fun. Garden of Terror, also a map that we don't get to see all that often, so let's jump in and see which team claims victory here. Second map of the grand final of the final qualifier for the X Cup Fall. Game number 2. Dino on Greymane for the blue team, everybody. This time we have Greymane supported by Medivh. I mean, this comp is just wild. Masquerade on Artanis, Ultralisk on Nezebo. Dequaza on Asmodan. And we get straight away Thing of the Deep. Do you guys remember when Blizzard overbuffed their talent completely? It was like, nah, great idea. Insane spell damage. What could go wrong? Oh god, like sometimes I really think these people get drunk before they make changes, but yeah, that was thankfully reverted. Now we got Mind Talk on Ragnaros for Inting for Ruby, Baby Houdini on Diva, Hat on Cassia, Nox on Morales, and the fish is playing Zarya. And there is already the train at the top, going straight for the first... Oh my god. These fuckers. They're like, this is how you backdoor, baby. I love it. I absolutely love it. 40-second keep, by the way. Oh, it's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. Yeah, and they're still not done with the fort. They're still not done with the fort. God, this is amazing. Oh my god. The map is so big that they can't see them. They're like, guys, they're gonna train with Zarya topside or somewhere else for sure. Alright, keep in mind you gotta take a fort down, right? And the push is continuing. Oh, this is so good. This is absolutely amazing. Yeah, like Asmodan doesn't have a single stack, by the way. I mean, not... Okay, now he has 4. But when I said it, he didn't have 1. Ragnaros. Okay, so they're gonna swap out on most of that. Yeah, he's dead. Ragnaros is just dead. I mean, don't get me wrong, you slow that down a little bit, but that's that. Medivh is now dead, so that's... I mean, he didn't have any stacks, I guess, so can't lose any. IQ 200 plays right there. Can't lose any stacks when you die when you don't have any. So, yep, there's the big brain swap, and Mind Talk dies. The fort is down, the keep is down, so now they can go for core. I assume that they're going to start going for core when they have level 10. At some point, we're going to see that train at the bot lane. For now, they have to save their own keep, because I think when all is said and done, both of them will be in the same spot. Or maybe... Nah, that keep falls. Yeah, well, 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Oh, come on. Really? Are you for real? I mean, how tilted would you be at that point? 3 hit points or so left. Nothing else. And they're just looking at this and like, are you serious? Oh, this is just way too good. Alright, what a game. 5 kills to 3. Both are on level 6, and we have already 1 keep eliminated and 2 forts. Yeah, they definitely sped that game up a little bit. And the keep at the top is like, yeah, this is fine. This is fine, don't worry. I'm Gucci, boys. All good, no problem. God, when they have Morales on 10, they are going to back... Like, honestly, the question here is just simply who backdoors faster, right? The question is going to be who backdoors faster. Because both of them want to do the same thing. I would not be shocked in the slightest if this is going to come down to a race on the core. That wouldn't surprise me even a little bit. And I gotta be blunt, if it comes to a race at the core, the blue team is going to take this without even trying. I mean, Greymane, Asmodan with Demonic Invasion, Nazeebo with everything that he brings to the table. Yeah. They're going to open this up within seconds down here. Nazeebo alone is going to absolutely crush it, and this is just... Oh, what a game. What a game. If this goes to game 3, we're going to see Cho'Gall, Murky, Abathar. It's happening. It's definitely happening. I guess it's a bit map dependent. Now I want to remind everyone again. Team Wah is already #1 in the standings. This isn't gonna change no matter how the series ends. This is the last qualifier. And the grand final of the last qualifier before the playoffs. So for them, this is just fun. This is just a fan service that they're executing here. And Inting for Ruby, they've already done all they wanted to accomplish here today. If they can go a little bit further and win the grand final, they're obviously going to do that. But they're also trying here to somehow be a little bit sneaky and devious with their strats, because they realize that in a straight-up game against the blue team, they don't really stand a chance. So, yeah. Enjoy it for what it is, because it's beautiful. Okay. We got 2 lanes pretty much opened up, and I cannot wait for level 10. Level 10 should be phenomenal here. 5 minutes in, and at any point now, we could see plays for core. Which is kind of ridiculous. Now, every team has a seed thus far. So, every team has 1. And, well, we got level 10 coming in for the blue team. Which means that we're going to get the blind for Artanis, so that they have more time on the core. And, yeah, they're already in position down here. Yeah, look at it. They're already going for it. They're instantly attacking the core. Demonic Invasion is in. Gary the Gargantuan. And, well, they need a portal. Okay, they're going through the side here. That's the problem. These 2 not being here is a huge issue, because those are 2 of the best damage dealers for the core. Now, they're going to get some damage in. Keep in mind, this is not supposed to end the game. This is supposed to just do damage. But they got a little bit unlucky. They still got 61%. They got it down to 61%. But don't forget that this was actually with Nazeebo not here at the start and with Asmodan not here at the start, because both of them were still behind the gate. So if both of them would have been there, this would have been 20% more. So here's the counter aggression. No! They only go for... Ragnaros isn't here either. Alright, I expected them to try just core race 6 days to Sunday. And we get Lava Wave! Okay. I honestly think that they just abandoned all of this because Ragnaros wasn't there. If Ragnaros was there, I think they would have gone for the core and tried to get as much damage in as possible. Because they have an advantage with the medivac. They can cross the map faster. Even with the portal plays, Team Rat doesn't have that option. So that's actually huge. That's a huge advantage for Inting for Ruby when it comes to core races. But at 60% on the core, you know what's going to happen if the blue team makes it over. If the blue team makes it over as a 5-man towards the core, I'm pretty sure it's over. I really do think so. Because last time, Inting for Ruby had plenty of time to take Greymane out first before they had to deal with Nazeebo and with Asmodan. And yeah, that was a bit of a problem. Talking about Greymane, by the way, he's starting to chunk down the mid fort too. And here we go. The train is back, baby. Where's the portal when you need it? Aren't they in vision? Well, they're in vision now. No portal for now. Okay, they already went back. I mean, the defense is already here. They're a little bit late to the party. But there's the ley line. There's the ley line. Asmodan, where's your ult, bro? There's the ult. Yeah, that's game. That's how you backdoor. That's how you backdoor, everybody. 7 minutes, 43 seconds on Garden of Terror. GG team with a 2-0 victory.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.